Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and today is a very special video. So I am participating in this Worldhoppers Secret Santa collaboration. So Andy from the channel Andy Smith so wonderfully created this idea of having Booktuber Secret Santa or Booktube Secret Santa, where instead of exchanging gifts with other Booktubers, we read their favorite book instead, which I think is a genius idea. So props to you, Andy, for coming up with that. I'm really enjoying this whole Booktuber Secret Santa thing, and also watching other Booktubers with their process and figuring out what books they have. So the whole thing has been really enjoyable. So once we get our person, we find out what their favorite book is and we read it, and then in turn do a review about it or a vlog about it, whichever format you choose. You basically talk about the book that you've read on your channel, which is what I'm doing here today. So first thing, if you don't know what Worldhoppers is, it is a collaborative booktube channel that is created by Elle from Elliot Brooks, and it is helped run with Elliot by other three wonderful ladies, Jade from Bedtime Bookworm, Jessie from Jessie Mae, and Jashanna from the channel Jashanna. I will link their channels down below. I'll link the Worldhoppers channel down below, and I also will link Andy's channel down below as well, so definitely check them out. So with Worldhoppers, whenever a video goes up, the proceeds from that video will go to charity, which I think is awesome. And when I say collaborative booktube channel, it means Elliot brings in other booktubers into the channel and we basically just talk anything about books. And it's so much fun. I am so grateful to be a part of it. So definitely check all those videos out in the Worldhoppers channel, and I'll link it down below. Go watch it. It's so much fun. Second thing is that everyone, or all the Worldhoppers booktubers that are participating in this Booktube Secret Santa, we're all dropping our videos on the same day at the same time. So I will link a playlist down below that has everyone's, I guess, Secret Santa video review in that playlist. So definitely check them out. I'm sure you would have already checked some of them out. So now all that housekeeping is done, let's get into who I got for Secret Santa. So I got Tori from the channel Tori Morrow. She is the sweetest person and she has the greatest recommendation for sci-fi books. She also reads fantasy, but I mainly go to her channel for sci-fi recommendations because she just has a lot. She reads like a balance of sci-fi and fantasy and other genres as well. I focus on the sci-fi recommendations, so she definitely has a lot and good ones as well, so check her out. So let's go on a little bit of a story time on how I actually picked the book that I actually read to review. So I went onto Tori's channel and scoured her videos, and I found her favorite books of all time video, and in that video she says her favorite book of all time is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So I bought The Secret History and I proceeded to read it, but I had to put it down. Not because of any bad reasons, it's just like more personal reasons. So I was thoroughly enjoying the book. The characters were great, the atmosphere was great, the whole dark academia thing was great. I even enjoyed a lot of discussions about Greek philosophy, but because I don't know any of that, it just went past my head. So I'm actually doing a Greek/Roman history mythology unit next year, and I will learn more about obviously Greek philosophy and like Greek history. So I wanted to read The Secret History then, hence why I put it down, because I wanted a better experience, and I know I'm going to absolutely love the book once I actually get a grip on what they're talking about. Okay, whole tangent there. So because I put that down, so I scoured her videos again and I found her mid-year 2020 favorites, and one book stood out, and that book is The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood, which is the book I chose to read. Okay, it's up there now. So this book is basically following this 14-year-old girl called Sorway, and she has been chosen to be sacrificed to the Unspoken One, who is basically the god of death. So as she was going to the shrine to be sacrificed, this wizard called Sathanai comes to her and basically tells her,
"Come with me if you want to live."
That's essentially what Sathanai said to Sorway. I had to insert that because I couldn't do the accent. So Sathanai whisks her away and he asks her if she could help him take back his kingdom from his enemy and also go in search for the reliquary of Pentraverse. I think that's how you say it. And the reliquary of Pentraverse is basically a box filled with knowledge beyond your imagination. So it's a very sought after thing that everyone tries to find it but can't really find it. Zatanai wants Sorway to help him find it. So that's essentially what this book is about. Now the question is, did I like it or did I not like it? And sadly, I have to say I did not like it, which is so sad because all my friends that are doing this BookTube Secret Santa are absolutely loving their book, and then I'm just here just not liking it. And I'm sorry, Tori, I don't like it, and I'll obviously explain why. So let's start from the beginning. So the first 100 to 120 pages is where Sorway, as a 14-year-old, is being sacrificed to the Unspoken One. And then Zatanai whisks her away and they go in hiding just so that Sorway can train to become more adequate in combat and also train in languages so she can learn different languages. And we don't see that. We just get told that that happens, and then time jump to when she's 16, when she's, you know, done combat and everything, and she's trained and she's working with mercenaries for different types of jobs, is when Zatanai was like, all right, let's go take back the kingdom. And Sorway penetrates into the kingdom and takes it down from the inside. Once that happens, we go to the next chapter where it says after 5 years. So this takes place in about 100 pages, which is a lot. There's a lot of time jumps, and it has a classic being told not shown kind of thing, which is what I didn't like because I like explanations. I like character building, which is my main problem with this book. So because of those time jumps and telling not showing, I don't know Sorway. I don't know her relationship with Zatanai because it's just told, not shown. And throughout the book, it's exactly like that. There's no character building, there's no time with other characters. And to just let you know, I am a very character-driven person when it comes to reading books. So if I don't like my characters, I do not care about the book at all, which is what happened with this book. So this book is very, very plot and I guess world-building driven, and not much time is spent building the characters and forming relationships with them, and we're very focused on the plot. Like, all I know about the characters is one is an asshole, one is a robot. We don't know her emotions, and we should, because this is not a first-person narrative, this is a third-person narrative, so we can explore other characters' emotions, but we don't. We don't even explore Sorway's emotions. So, asshole, robot, Sorway is just plain dumb. She just doesn't use her head. That's the thing though. Sorway doesn't have a personality. Because Sorway was very dumb, she did not see the plot twist coming at the end of the book. But I have at the beginning of the book because it was so plainly obvious. But then at the end of the book, when the plot twist happens, she was like, oh my god, what is happening? And I'm like, so Sorway, it's right there. So essentially this book made me realize how much I like slow-paced books, slow burn, just time with our characters and how the relationships between them are formed, and a deep dive into their emotions. Because with Sorway at the beginning, where she's actually being sacrificed to a god, we don't get a deep dive into her emotions of how she's feeling about it. And she's like 14. A girl that is 14 years old who has been told all her life that she's going to be sacrificed to the Unspoken One. Surely she's gonna have other like just deep-seated emotions and deep-seated hate. None of that is explored. I was so frustrated that none of that was explored. Another con to the book was the fight scenes. The author didn't write descriptive fight scenes. It was just Sorway was fighting this person and she won. Like, that's essentially, it's glazed by. It's not descriptive, like, you know, like a usual fantasy book like Brandon Sanderson, Robert Jackson Bennett, even Sarah J. Maas does a descriptive fight scene. You know what I mean? This book did not do that, which I wasn't too bothered by, but I think maybe some people might, hence why I'm just letting you guys know in case if you have a problem with that. It doesn't have a descriptive fight scene. The pros about this book is the world. It's very, very unique. I've never read about a world like this before. So none of these characters are actually humans. They are actually people with tusks in between their mouth, and they have gray skin. I'm pretty sure. So it's like a whole different type of creature. The author didn't specify what type of creature. Actually, it's never specified what type of creature they are. They're just from a different realm, so they look different. So this world has different realms, and to get to those different realms, you go through portals. The way you go through portals is sort of like this ship that they use, which I think is like a touch of sci-fi with like a ship going through portals. It reminds me of sci-fi. It's not sci-fi. So the ship they use to go through these portals, and when you go through a portal, you go into this limbo world where it's a maze. And you have to go through the maze to get to the other gate or portal. And that portal will take you into a different realm. So it's very, very interesting. Another thing that's also really cool is that gods are involved. So in different realms, they believe in different gods, or they have a different patronage. So Sorway has the unspoken one as her patronage, which is like the god of death. And then there's Sethenai, who has the siren. Not really explained what the siren was, but I think it's like a fragment of a different god that died. Again, wasn't really explained. Anyway, another god that was discussed, which is the fragment of the siren, is a snake god. I think it's called a thousand-eyed god. Not too sure. It's a snake. And that was really, really interesting because the snake god was residing in a realm that was just filled with snake people, snakes galore, which I thought was very interesting. But that city kind of died, and the god did as well. So that now is a dead city, and because that city is dead, the maze that I said, like that limbo world, is eating it up because it's dead. So it's all very, very interesting, the world and all that, and the way the author gives you the information about the world, she doesn't info dump. She gives you layer by layer throughout the book, which is cool. I just wanted more information about it. Like I said, certain things weren't explained more, and I think I'm the type of reader or fantasy reader that would like more information rather than less. Like Brandon Sanderson, I know I keep referencing him, but he's great. But anyway, like Brandon Sanderson, how he gives you descriptive details of the world, rules, regulations, limitations, and all that for the world. I like that. Some people might not. So if you don't like a lot of explanation, then you definitely would like this book. But yeah, that's literally essentially it. I did not like that the characters were not fleshed out. I liked the world. Plot, I think, was mediocre because the plot is essentially, after the 100-page mark, after the 5 years, they're basically trying to find the reliquary. And the way the plot goes is that at the end of the book, they go round and round and round of the same thing, and they go to the same realm. So they go to one realm and then they come back, and then later on they have to go back again. So it was all over the place for me personally. It was just a bit repetitive as well with the plot. But again, if you're a plot-driven, world-building driven reader, I think you would like this book. I'm a character-driven person, and I didn't think that was done very well in this book, or if not at all in this book. So I did not care for the characters or the book or the plot. I just enjoyed the world. So let's say if I didn't have to read this book for this specific video, I sadly would have DNF'd it, because I actually gave this a 2.7 out of 10, which is a 2-star rating. Did not enjoy it whatsoever, but I feel like other people like Tori might enjoy it more than me. So if the premise is interesting, definitely pick this up, because it might be for you. It's just was not for me. I'm sorry, Tori, I didn't like this, but I'm so glad that you do. And the second book is coming out next year too, so I'm going to be waiting for your review for that one. God, that was nerve-wracking. This is actually my first review on my channel, and I've always been so nervous to do reviews just because it makes me nervous. I feel like I'm not doing a well enough job conveying my thoughts and feelings, so I do a reading vlog instead, which is much easier on me. Hence why a lot of reading vlogs, less dedicated reviews. But I feel like I can do it, you know? So I've conquered my fear. I'm also curious to see who got me as Secret Santa, because they might have to read Sarah J Maas, so good luck to them. And that is the end of my review for The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood. I had so much fun participating in this Worldhopper Secret Santa. I want to do this next year again because it's just so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go to my description and check out all the links that I put there. Andy, Worldhoppers, the Worldhoppers playlist, so you can see other people's video for the Secret Santa, because I'm sure it'll be so good. I can't wait to find out who everyone got. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!